Hi, welcome to another Croí home workout video. My name is James and I'm a physical activity specialist here at Croí. Today I'm going to take you through a quick and easy stretching routine you can do from the comfort of your own home. So before we start, just to make sure you have some nice loose fitting comfortable clothing, you'll also just need one little prop, a chair, just a hand, just to make it a little bit easier for yourself if that's required. So we're going to start off by doing a stretch from the ground up. So we're going to start off with the legs. And the first little stretch we're going to do is work the calf muscle here in the back of the lower leg. So there's a couple of variations here. We can do it freestanding. So it's going to be a split leg stance. We're going to keep the toes pointing forward. And we're going to have the back heel glued to the floor, stretching the back leg, the calf and the back of the leg. To make the stretch a bit more difficult, you can lean into it with your hips, so pushing forward, or make it a bit easier, standing a bit more tall, taking the stretch or the flex out of that front knee. So for each of these stretches, we're going to hold for 20 to 30 seconds with some nice big deep breaths. Sometimes on the exhale, you can lean a bit more into it. And 3, 2, 1, back up to neutral. We'll do a quick changeover and let's practice on the other side. So again, the back leg is glued to the floor. The back heel there's no air between the back heel and your floor. We're going to lean into it with that front leg leaning forward, pushing the hips forward to get a bit of an extra stretch, or standing a bit taller. If that's you, if that's working for you, stay with that one. And again, some nice big deep breaths. So we're going to hold the same one for 20 to 30 seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good, we're going to stick with the legs. We're going to work up through the back half of the leg into the hamstring here and the back of the upper thigh. So for this one, we can use the chair or we can do it freestanding. I'll give you an example of both. So if you're freestanding, we're going to go into a little split leg stance again. This time it's going to be heel down, toe up in front. And we're going to rest our hands on the spare knee, sitting into it, hinging from our bum there. And then the more you hinge from your tummy and your hips, the more you stretch. The less you hinge, the less you stretch. So find your biting point in that one. You should feel the stretch in the back of the straight leg. Just one thing to be careful of with this one, make sure you keep your head up at the end so you're not closing your airway, you're keeping the airway nice and open. Big deep breaths. Good. So again, the more you hinge, the more you stretch. The less you hinge, the easier the stretch. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. I'll show you the other leg on the chair here. So using the chair, stretching the other leg, you're going to get into a seated position. Kind of scoot your bum out to the edge of the chair, knees 90 degrees. Then you're going to straighten one leg, that's going to be the stretch leg. Rest your hands on the spare knee. And again, like in the upright position, hinge over from your tummy and your hips. The more you hinge, the more you stretch. Really important you keep your legs straight and keep your head up at the end so the airway stays nice and open. And again, it's all about finding your biting point on that one. Good, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good job, everybody. We're going to come up to standing again. We're going to do next stretch on the leg is going to be the one on the front of the thigh here. The quad muscles, nice big muscles we use every day. For this one, we can have a little bit of support using something steady, a countertop, a tabletop, a wall, and we're going to catch our same hand with the same foot, or same foot with the same hand. We're going to bring it nice and close to our bum. If not, you can use the bottom of your pants, or maybe you can grab on to the sock there if that's where you can reach absolutely fine. And once you're happy with your grip and your balance, try and bring those knees nice and close together. Standing tall at the very top. And as always, big deep breaths, keeping the balance nearby. Good job, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good. We can do a little variation on the chair as well with this one. So for this one, we can pop our knee onto the chair, just like that. And we're going to pull up with our opposite, with the same hand again, and just give that extra bit of support. Your knee is on the chair. You have the same position in behind, the same leg with the same arm. Pulling up nice and close, getting that good posture in the end. Big deep breaths. Good job, everybody, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good. Last little one we'll do for the upper body, we'll do the muscles on the inside of our thigh here. We're going to do it from standing all the way. We're going to stand nice and wide in a comfortable width, not so far that we're off balance. Keep the toes pointing forward. We're just going to lean into one side. You should feel a stretch on the inside of the straight leg. You can have a little hinge over from your tummy as well and your hips. You should feel a little bit of a stretch on the inside of the thigh. Again, ease out of it if you're feeling it's pulling too much or if it starts to twitch, and ease back into it again. Find that biting point, that point of resistance. So again, we're holding for 20 to 30 seconds, each side for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back up, and let's practice on the other leg. Same idea, just a mirror image on the other side, resting those hands on the support leg, stretching on the straight leg. Big deep breaths. That's it, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good. Bring it up nice and tall. So the next stretch we're going to do, we're going to have a little sit down on our chair. That's it. Again, we can scooch maybe halfway down the seat. And for this one, we're just going to do a little rotation and a little turn. Get a good stretch just across the hips there, the muscles that are quite tight from sitting down too much. So we're going to reach across, so my right hand to the outside of my left knee. And we're going to turn, using that for a bit of leverage, placing the left hand on the other end of the chair. Trying as best we can to turn to look behind us. Again, it's all about finding your own biting point in that one, sticking to that pain-free range. Big deep breaths. Sometimes when you exhale, you can have a little bit more of a turn or more of a stretch. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And unwind into neutral position. And practice the same on the other side. So I'm going to put my left hand on the outside of my right knee. Wrap my arm around the chair on the other side. And try and turn and look behind. Turn your head as well. Big deep breaths. Again, we're looking for that 20 to 30 seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And a nice slow unwind. Perfect. We'll pop up to standing again, and we're going to work all the way up through the upper body. We're going to start with the kind of middle to upper back. So we're going to wrap our hands around in front, a nice big wrap, like we're hugging a nice big tree. We're going to keep those hands in front. And what we're looking to do is open that space between our shoulder blades. Our back should be a little bit more rounded than it would normally be. Like I said, we're looking to open that space between the shoulder blades, keeping the head up. Should look like that from the rear view. And as always, big deep breaths. Keeping the hands at shoulder level. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good, we're going to work our way around to the other side. We're going to open out in front and close the shoulder blades in behind. So for this one, we can clasp our hands together, roll up then as high as we can. So you can see it's kind of the opposite direction from the previous one. We're closing that gap between our shoulder blades, standing up nice and tall. Nice big deep breaths. So we're looking for those nice long holds for these stretching routines. Really good for the mobility, the flexibility for your joints and your muscles throughout the body. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and a nice slow release out of that one. Good. Last couple we're going to do, we're going to work our way to the upper shoulder and the back of the upper arm. We're going to do a nice big wrap around in front and pull across with our assistant, our spare hand. Keeping our head and our feet facing forward. That's it. You'd feel the stretch all the way down the back of the shoulder and the back of the upper arm. Good. Big deep breaths as normal. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And unreel out of that one. And let's practice on the other side. So wrap it around. Use a spare hand then for assistance to pull it right across, keeping our head and our feet facing forward in a neutral position. Big deep breaths as normal. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Good. The very last one we'll do, we're going to work our way up to the neck, and we're going to just do a little neck turn. So we're going to put our left ear down to the left shoulder, keeping our shoulder pressed down. And then stick to that pain-free range, whatever works for you. That's it. Nice big deep breaths as well. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back up to neutral. And let's work the opposite way. It's my right ear to my right shoulder. Big deep breaths. That's it. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to neutral. Last two, we're going to bring the chin to the chest and we're going to look down. Eyes to the floor. Big inhale through the nose, out through the mouth. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to neutral. Last one, chin up to the sky and eyes looking up. Good. And last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And back to neutral. And that's the end of the workout. Thank you for joining us. For more home workouts, log into Croí.ie and we'll see you there.